Hello, hello, hello. It's Philip, founder of Metamonks and advocate of the soulful hustle. To be honest, I almost bailed on you guys today. As you might know, I have this commitment of getting out at least one video per week this year. And this week I almost didn't make it. My desk is full with a pile of physical as well as virtual papers and stuff to do. My task list is full and I'm out of office tomorrow and Monday, so Friday and Monday. So I almost bailed on you today, but I thought, why bailing? That would, first of all, not be a good idea for my commitment and for my motivation and for building my habit. And why not talk about tasks? Because we all have to-do lists. We all know that feeling of being overwhelmed by things that we would have to check off from our to-do list. And it's being on our own, not having someone that tells us what to do and in which order. The main challenge for me is prioritizing the tasks and getting the hierarchy of tasks straight. Because that's also the disadvantage with most task managers, with all task managers, in my opinion, that you have a list of tasks and they are next to each other and you don't really, there's a lack of meta layer when it comes to structuring them, because you can structure them, you can drag and drop them around, but it doesn't really tell you what's important, and it also doesn't really tell you what's a long task and what's maybe just a 5-minute task. They are all the same and you have to consciously put them in an order that makes sense for you according, for example, to those criteria. So typical ways of sorting tasks, especially when doing it software-based, is sorting them by due date. Like, what's the most urgent thing? And of course, we try to get the most urgent thing off our list so that we have a chance to breathe again. You already see the disadvantage that I'm getting at with that method. But of course, it's also very crucial to see which things have to be done. The other way of sorting them is by projects. For example, you might, like I do, work in multiple projects, and you can sort them and see, okay, that has to be done in this project, this has to be done in that project. But that's all just playing around with it, in my opinion. That's just trying to erase your mind by looking and by looking at them in a different way, by restructuring them. The most important sorting criteria are not offered by software, and I want to share a couple of those with you today. This week I had a great talk with my friend Udo, asking him about some entrepreneurial steps I'm going to make. And he brought this topic up again, that it always makes sense that you see a value assigned to everything what you're doing. And when you look at your day like this, there will be tasks that are worth $5 per hour or per task. And then there are tasks that are worth $2,000 per hour or per task even. The $5 ones being sorting your emails, putting labels on them, or I don't know, doing some organizational things, some clicks, some really repetitive things that you could easily outsource and that someone can do or in a more efficient way than you are doing them, or that software could solve. So there are way too many of those tasks generally in our life. But on the other hand, there are those tasks that have a super high value attached to them. Like writing that one email to that one potential client that really convinces them it's a great idea to work with you. Or tasks around negotiation, which they can sometimes also really not take up a lot of time. And sometimes for whatever reasons, maybe because we don't have an overview or the consciousness on those things, that we keep tagging photos in our library instead of writing that one important email. So a really nice thing is sorting, and a really helpful thing is sorting tasks by value, financial value in this context. As we are not only capitalists, but also seeking to raise our consciousness and to live a complete and happy life, holistic life, we might appreciate that look on things, but of course we know that there are also other looks and other criteria to sort tasks by. And those can be also the impact that they have, in your mission, in, for example, bringing humanity forward, like in a big picture speech. So there can be tasks that have very little impact, like tagging your photo library, but there can be tasks that have a high impact, like creating a video that might go viral, for example, which also might take you only 5 minutes or so. So that's also a nice way of looking at things, in my opinion. And of course, then there's also the level of desire. Like, what do you really like to do? I think when we talk about the soulful hustle and creating a work environment where we are our own boss, we still should look at what do I really enjoy to do, what do I desire to do every day, and not only what brings me money and I do this, and no matter what, I'll only focus on high value tasks. I think we should also focus on the tasks that we desire and actually enjoy to do. So that's the loophole where you could actually go forward tagging your photos, because if that's what ultimately fulfills you, also make sure you go for that on an occasional basis at least. It probably won't pay the bills, but if that's what you enjoy doing and if that brings uplifts you and raises your consciousness, so be it. So actually the only tiny purpose this video has is that I hope I can motivate you to think about how you structure your tasks and what tasks and actions you're doing during a typical workday. So what is the metadata of the stuff you're doing in terms of what value does it create, financial value? What impact does it have regarding your mission? And how much do you desire doing it? How much do you enjoy doing this? If I can motivate you to do that on an occasional basis, I'm super happy, and I can press the stop record button right now.